Hello, this is Sheshachalam from Astroguide Mysore. Today, let us talk about the combination of Moon and Venus. This is a prolific combination. Lot of things can be done with this beautiful combination of Moon and Venus. Why it is beautiful? Because Moon represents the face and luster, that is the shine, the brightness, a very clear face, untouched and also very clear, and with such a beautiful complexion. It's a fair and clean complexion. It might be of any color. So please, people should not understand when I am talking about fair and clear complexion. It is light colored. Nothing like that. If you are of any color of any race, complexion is complexion. You can understand it when you see the face. It's bright and it is extremely attractive. Okay. So, with a moon which is giving that native a good, beautiful complexion, the beauty, the sedative beauty, that is the attractive beauty of Venus, when it comes and joins it, the person looks charismatic and he looks very attractive, or he or she looks very handsome, beautiful, and attractive. So, with this combination, let us go ahead and see the other vagaries of Moon and Venus when they come together. Here, the conscious self, which is Moon, wants to get identified in social circles. Okay, this is the peculiarity of a Moon in general. And when Venus is along with it, the self and the beauty starts becoming a conscious self which wants to get identified. So that means these people will become aware of their surroundings, how they look in the party, how they look amongst people, how they spend a lot of time in front of the mirror to adjust and see that they look better, and they want to put their best in front of people. So, chemicals, Moon; liquids, Moon; solvents, Moon; Venus, cosmetics, scents, perfumes. They both come together and start giving you a fantastic, job profile of being a hairstylist, cosmetician, cosmetologist, beautician, many things. But the other way around is that if a person has this combination along with Rahu or along with Saturn, then the person will have that inferiority complex when it is with Saturn or Mercury, will start, covering up and try to hide and try to show off only what is good, and will be very inferior. If it is Rahu, they'll be very bold, bright colored makeups, very bright clothing. So, why all this? Why it is so superficial is because Venus and Moon both usually do not want to show off when they are separate. But when they come together, they complement each other, and the native becomes bold in this particular aspect of showing off their skill along with the best part of their physical self. So they would try to apply lipsticks, put mascaras. Men would also go for facial treatments. So this is a very big industry now. So that is why chemicals, liquids, drugs, and microbiology, pharmaceutical, education, pharmacy, gynecology. That is because Venus represents the ovaries, and Moon represents the fertility of the ovary. So when they both are together, a very fertile combination for having healthy children. It's a beautiful combination. Moon represents food, and Venus represents the way you display the food. These people can become excellent chefs, gourmet. They can have gourmet shops. They can be very good in tasting. They can be excellent in marketing food items. That is the FMCG, the whole food market. Yeah. So Moon represents clothing and raw material, and Venus represents garments and finished goods. So you can understand this is a beautiful combination for garment business or wholesale cloth business. So fashion technology, people can go as designers in the fashion institutes. They can come out of it and then have their own fashion resource. So, moon represents mother, attachment, affection, and when Venus is along with moon, it gives the native a facial resemblance to his or her mother. So, more of the feministic, touch will be there to the native because of moon. Moon actually represents the face, the way they express themselves, and performing arts by Venus. So expression and performing arts, when you are having them together and good together, you can be good in dramatics, you can be a good stage performer, you can be good in music. Venus represents fine arts, many things. That is why I'm telling, when planets join sun or moon, you have a variety of jobs you can do, or a variety of skills which you can be a perfect of. Particularly there is what is known as um, handicraft. So moon and Venus represents craft. So they can be very good in craft, color threads, painting, fantastic. So I am telling you all the best of the this combination. I'll not go to the negatives. Coming to the negatives, we will talk about it in the later, classes. I will take up a clump of combinations and give you some negatives about it. Let us go to the major significations. These are helpful significations for future predictions. So, moon represents agriculture, where it is very well irrigated farmlands, and dairy farming, and many for other farms related to it. And Venus represents floriculture, horticulture, and when both come together, you get good landscaping. You can do very good in plantation technology. There's big institutes are there, which only teach how to handle and manage plantations. So this is not a small combination. This is a huge combination of you getting into doctoral programs, of getting into fishery, getting into many other things. So like the new concept, their cruise concepts, like luxurious cruise on rivers. So the rivers are represented, and seas and rivers are represented by moon, which actually represents water. And if you are going to earn with a luxurious cruise on it, you should have a good combination of moon and Venus. So languages is moon, the strength and the hold on languages is moon, the vocabulary is moon, and the flair, beautiful rendition. Writing poetry is excellent skill, but to have very good rendition of a poetry, that requires Venus. If you do not have a good Venus with only a moon, you will be a good author, but you cannot be a good storyteller. So to be a good storyteller, you need to have that moon Venus combination. So this has variety of combinations. So please go through each combination in detail, and depending on where it is placed, if it is in the third house, they can be very good authors, good painters, good singers, good musicians. So if it is in the seventh house, they can do very good business like spa, like hotel business, FMCG. What I told. So. Hmm.
can explain this variety
Mm.
of different placement, taking the example of the cruise, what you have said.
Mm.
People who are enjoying that cruise, people who are working the cruise, people who are technicians, they all will have some combination.
Yeah, people who are working in the cruise might have a combination of Mars along with it. People who are enjoying the cruise might have a beautiful Mercury with it. So, or their Lagnadipati would have a temporary combination of Moon and Venus only for some time, that they go to the cruise and enjoy it and come back. If this is in the 10th house, you will own the cruise, you will be a partner of the cruise, so you will make money from it. If it is in the 11th house, you will make a lot of money from a particular business which was established by your forefathers, like a big cloth textile business which was there, and you are simply running this show. You might be somewhere in the generation. So a lot of variety. So intelligent people, but very talkative. So this is where they give way to some of unnecessary things. So if these people get into the habit of drinking, because moon means alcohol. So if they get into the habit of drinking, they lose all these virtues. Beautiful virtues are lost because Venus cannot, behave as a pure planet if alcohol is involved. So you need to be out of these chemical addictions. Alcohol is also a chemical addiction. So Moon clearly speaks about indulgence into addiction. So people easily can fall prey to addiction because of Moon and Venus. They also can fall prey to unnecessary relationships, too much of afflictions. We call this as a dosha. The dosha is Kalatra dosha. Why Kalatra dosha? Kalatra means spouse or intimate partner. Earlier days, 5,000 years back or 10,000 years back, when this was a concept, there was nothing like live in relationship or relationship. There was no relationship at all. Each relationship would be as kind as a man and a wife. It was not something else. So when they spoke about it, they spoke only with regard to spouse. But here we speak about any relationship what you go through. You fall prey to it, then again the strength of Venus is lost. The strength of Moon is lost. That is, you go into depression. Moon is the mindset. It can easily fall down or go up and be motivated. If you lose motivation and fall down, you are absolutely in deep depression. So do not get involved. This is a pure concept of Moon and two pure planets, Moon and Venus. If you get involved into practices of indulgence, the whole list will fail. So, expression and performing arts, I have already explained about it. Feminine characteristics will be there. So, this particular combination, if it is posited in the sixth, eighth, or the 12th, which are the Dusthanas, then internally, even if it is a male, even a person who is strong, looks bold and masculine, will have a inner feminine feeling. So that can be recognized when he talks, or when he his likes and dislikes were very clearly, you can see that. You can see many people cross dressing nowadays. It is not that blue is male and pink is female anymore. It's all gone. It was a concept which was unnecessarily done to demarcate. It was a bad concept which has actually failed. So there is nothing that blue and pink. We have to leave all that concepts now and go into colors. So that's what is Moon and Venus. Fertility. If Moon gets frigid because of a Saturn, and if it becomes stale, impure because of Rahu, and if it becomes non-working because of Ketu, then there is that is non-working means sterile because of Ketu. There will be difficulties of progeny. That is, when moon is along with the planet which represents ovary, that is Venus, and this combination is afflicted, then there will be difficulty in bearing children or conceiving. So if it is in the male, you can understand that the count will fall down, the strength or the purity of the semen will go down, and he will have to go through medication for this. Now, coming to the psychological level of this particular combination, you think too much and work less. Why is that? Because Venus usually is a planet which loves luxury, leisure, and wants to take rest and happily enjoy the time. Always. And Moon also doesn't want to do anything. It wants to think and plan. So when a planner is like enjoying himself and it sits in the 10th house without strength, then these people who have a weak combination of Moon and Venus in the 10th, they will go through hardships to find good jobs. Then that is also because they can't suit themselves to hard work and hard situations. They easily leave the job because they cannot go through that much of hardship. Voyages on the sea and living near rivers or water bodies is seen if this combination is in the fourth. So this is a fantastic combination, and it has a lot of other many predictions which can be given. But for the day, I think this is enough. Thank you very much for this class.